Episode 10.
Chin!
Made the
Woo!
double digits, boy. Yeah. The calls for a drink. Let me take one right quick.
I'm not that cool tonight.
Oh, gotta get you a blotter koozie, Timmy.
I got one sitting right here, buddy.
It's just not being used.
Yeah. Well, it's holding a damn bottle in it. It'll come into play here in a little while. I'll show you.
Yeah. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know where Trey's at. We're hopefully he'll show up here later, but we decided to go ahead and get into it.
He's somewhere out in Georgia.
Yeah, he's somewhere out there. He might think it's a different time zone or something. We don't know.
Yeah. He works for a living, you know.
Yeah, hardworking man.
But
anyway,
can.
we decided we wanted to start our new era of double digits. We wanted to reflect back to our first episode, which was on Van Halen, and since we love Van Halen and we just can't stop talking about Van Halen, and it just comes up constantly in this show.
Every fucking episode.
We figured, why the fuck not? So we decided to do 5150, a little something new. We want to dive deep into just a single album this time, not a band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll have some fun with this one. If you like it, let us know. If you don't like it, let us know.
And this was the one that was voted for, wasn't it?
It was voted on.
Yeah, Facebook don't let us do polls anymore.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense because it says they took away the polls in like August or something, and then we just did one like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So we've been scratching our heads trying to figure out that one.
Yeah.
Nice. Shit, if you know the answer, message us.
Yeah, please.
We're confused.
They'll let you do it in groups and stuff, but we really didn't want to have to create an entire group just to be able to do polls. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
We don't want everybody jumping through hoops just to be able to do something. I mean,
right?
Not in today's consumer market.
No, we just want something quick and easy so we can get it out there and listen. Hear what y'all want to hear. Hear what y'all want us to cover.
Quick and easy, like my first girlfriend.
Quick and easy. There you go. All right, so 5150. That is our subject for the evening. We actually found out earlier today. It is actually the 45th anniversary today of Van Halen 2. And instead of covering that, we decided to do the right thing and still do 5150.
That's right. Talk about the completely opposite album.
If we'd done any research, we might have done the Van Halen 2, but nah, fuck that.
Because that's what happens.
Why? Because Sammy Hagar is a better singer.
And now Jimbo's already starting the controversy, son.
Coming in high.
Bro, Justin's going to fucking blow a gasket when he
hears Gary Sharon Jr.?
Yeah, Gary Sharon Jr., bro.
Mr. Extreme?
Yep.
Squidward?
Squidward, bro. Which kills me. I know him and a couple other people I know, bro. They love Van Halen. They will not listen to Van Hagar, but yet they'll listen to Montrose. Montrose is cool. They'll listen to Sammy Hagar.
I like Montrose.
Sammy Hagar is awesome.
Sammy Hagar
awesome. And Van Halen, you can't do it. It's blasphemy. What the fuck? You know what I mean?
Man, they don't know what they're missing.
That, I swear, that's what I said.
Dude, I love David Lee Roth, and I love David Lee Roth Van Halen, but, dude, Sammy Hagar is fucking awesome.
Bro, dare I say, it's not even the same band.
It's kind of not, but it is, but it's not.
You know what I mean? It's to me, it feels different.
It does feel different. It feels, I don't know if you ask me, it feels more like more together. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, to
Like it
me,
sounds
yeah.
like I mean I know like everything went like sour there towards the end with
Yeah.
the with Eddie and Sammy,
David.
but
Yeah.
well I
Well,
was
yeah,
talking
with
about
Sammy too.
Sammy.
Yeah.
Well yeah, both ways, but I think it was a lot. I think they were kind of button heads, or Eddie and Dave. I think they were already button heads pretty
Right.
early on, if I'm not mistaken. So it seems
Well,
sound it like sonically it sounds like more together and
yeah.
not like forced.
Well,
You know what I mean?
I'll say this to all you naysayers out there that don't want to give Van Hagar a try. I don't call it Van Hagar. Lydia, my wife, calls it Van Hagar all the time. It gets under my skin. I'm like, listen here, Joe Dirt. God damn it. You know what I mean? You ever watch Joe Dirt where he's like, I listen to Van Halen, not Van Hagar. You know what I mean?
Oh,
But
Joe Dirt don't know what he's talking about.
uh but I will say this, the whole time Dave was in the band, they made it all the way to 1984 and finally had a number one song.
Yeah.
When this album come out, it was the number one album.
What is crazy is 1984 would have went number one if not for Thriller.
True.
It was Michael
Which,
Jackson, man.
which from what I've heard and read, was Dave.
Tell him about Red, Timmy.
Hold on, that
Huh?
that left a sour taste in Dave's mouth because he felt like Eddie being on Thriller is the reason why their album didn't go number one.
Ah, dude, I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you missed that, I was doing the little Thriller thing, because he played on Thriller, so they didn't go to number two. Anyway.
I didn't catch it, but I got it.
Yeah,
now.
I'm dumb.
Yeah.
It happened.
Yeah, that was great.
But no,
For our listeners that aren't watching this on YouTube, Timmy's doing the
the werewolf dance. Yeah.
the werewolf dance off of Thriller.
Oh, completely unrelated to Van Halen, other than that Thriller thing. I will say this. I liked who's the guy? I'm blanking. Who's the guy that does the Thriller intro?
Vincent Price.
Vincent Price. Okay, so
Yeah.
I liked Vincent Price on Thriller. I loved it. Did he do Number of the Beast also? Or is that a different guy?
I don't think that was him.
I will say
if it is, I'm an idiot, but I don't think that was him.
The best Vincent Price intro for me was when he did Alice Cooper's Black Widow. That's the intro to Welcome to My Nightmare, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta throw this in real quick since you brought up Alice Cooper. I want to give props to Timmy because he went a whole episode last week without mentioning Alice Cooper once.
It's hard.
I listened to the whole episode like twice, and it hit me. I was like, oh shit. No, Alice Cooper.
Hey, we're not even 10 minutes in. I'm already talking about Alice Cooper.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
For anybody that doesn't know, Alice Cooper is my second favorite.
Timmy loves him some Alice Cooper.
He goes Kiss, then Alice Cooper.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, I even got that guy awesome. I got that guy tattooed on my chest, bro.
Yeah.
Because Alice Cooper's the man. But anyway, for anybody out there that has not read it or listened to it, I turned Jimbo onto this great Sammy Hagar book called Red.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to it.
Autobiography.
I listened to it on audiobooks or on Audible is where I listened to it at on Amazon.
I listened to it on Spotify.
What a great book, man. Sammy Hagar, front to back. He really, dude. I mean, there's some stuff in there where you're like, what the fuck, really? But a lot of it's just, you know what I mean, really, really fucking good, man. And I mean, that guy, you can't say anything was handed to him. I mean, you really
Yeah.
can't, dude.
For anyone that wants to know kind of the premise of it, I guess it's basically everything from like Sammy Hagar's birth up to when he joined, like all of his like growing up, learning to play music, doing his solo act, into when he became a part of Van Halen. When his tenure with Van Halen ended, up to I think it stops when he started Chickenfoot.
Yeah, it stops
Is
in
that
like
correct?
2014, I think,
Yeah,
2013,
somewhere
something like that.
around there. Yeah. But it's a really good kind of. It really puts you into like
Yeah.
that time and place of what was going on. I thought it was really
I mean,
cool book.
it goes. I know for a fact because it's in the book that it goes all the way up to where he sold the Cabo Wabo Tequila Company for
Uh-huh.
sure, because that's what he was talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he said he wouldn't. I won't say the number, but he said he wouldn't sell it unless it was a stupid number because he didn't want to sell it, and they just threw a stupid number at him. And he was
Oh
like,
yeah, that's right.
"No." He was like, "No, I don't want that number." He was like, "Maybe this number," and they were like, "Okay." So I mean, you know, and if I was him, I'd have probably done the same thing. Let's just say it's up there in the Joe Rogan Spotify numbers. Let's just say
Yeah.
that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Listen to the book, and you're gonna be like, "Holy fuck, I would have sold it too."
Man, it the book's great. There's parts in it that just made me laugh like hell.
Oh yeah,
Like
the Miles
he's talking
Davis
about
part
like
was the shit.
yeah, that was funny.
That
There was
shit
one
had me
part
laughing.
when he's speaking of Cabo Wabo. If anyone don't know, that's Sammy's bar down in uh shit, where is it? Is it Cabo?
Yeah,
It's Cabo,
Cabo.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the name of the city, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got his cantina there. It's called the Cabo Wabo, and he was the first celebrity to have his own liquor,
Yes.
and that what he claimed, yeah, his own tequila. And he used to go down there when there was no one, when it wasn't like it is today. It's like apparently it's
It
like
was,
built up and
yeah, it's like a resort type place now.
yeah, almost resort
Yeah.
town kind of deal.
When he went
But when
down
he
there, it
was
was
going, there
dirt.
was just dirt roads.
Yeah.
And I guess he said he started going down there because that's where Keith Richards used to go. He went there on his honey or not his. He went there to get married, I think, and then he wound up staying there like for months after the wedding,
Yeah.
and said that he just he didn't know. I think they say in the book he said he didn't know how to speak Spanish or something, so he would just like throw money at people, like get them to like kind of figure out what he wanted.
Yeah.
And like the guy, he would sit on like the mariachi bands,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and they were like, I don't know who this fucking crazy ass gringo is, but goddamn, he's a good tipper. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he'd give the one guy down there that was like his translator. He'd be like, hey man, I need your car. I need to go get more liquor and cigarettes. So he'd like give him his keys, and he wouldn't come back for hours. So he'd have to
Yeah.
like drive downtown, like look for him, and he'd like find the service. He'd like find the car broke down, so he'd go to like the nearest service station. He'd look in the window, and Keith Richards and the owner of the service station are like passed out on the floor.
On the floor. Yeah.
There's some great stories in that book.
Don't let Keith leave, and then they let Keith leave, and he took the car, and they couldn't find him until the next morning.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was so funny.
Oh,
I was at work listening to that. I was cracking up.
Dude. So, I know a lot of people that are familiar with Van Halen know that Sam and Ed lived beside each other.
Beside each other,
through
yeah.
the 80s and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In that book, he also talks about how Bob Weir from the Grateful Dead lived like 4 houses down.
Oh my God, that's a great story.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Imagine having Bob Weir as your neighbor, dude.
Yeah, the story he has with Bob Weir, man. Not to give away, excuse me, the whole book. Oh man,
Yeah.
it's definitely worth reading. Or if you listen to it like us, great to
Yeah.
hear. Great stories, just fantastic. Not just like specifically Van Halen, just like great. You sitting at a bar, a crazy dude beside you telling a crazy story.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It reminds me
Yeah.
of that almost. But it's a very
Yeah.
entertaining. It's very entertaining. Great book. A lot of the stuff I'm going to bring up about the album comes from the book.
Yeah. It's a great book.
Yeah, great book. It's called Red by Sammy Hagar. I can't remember he had a guy help him with it. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah. It's like
I should have wrote it down.
It's like his life in and out of rock. Isn't that like the whole title, something like that?
Yeah, something about my life in rock and roll, or
Yeah.
it's something. All you need to remember is Red.
Yeah. Sammy Hagar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And man, I listened to it twice. Like, and it's not like you got to listen to it for 25 hours. I think the whole book is only like 6.5 hours, something like that.
Yeah, it's not too long. It's I listened to it, like I said, I listened to it while I was at work.
Yeah, that's what I did.
It really made the day go by, and very entertaining.
Oh yeah, it really is a great book.
It also gave me a whole new appreciation for how awesome of a person Sammy Hagar is.
Yeah,
like not just as a singer and whatnot, but like his like personality, his morals.
Yeah.
Like crazy rock star doing rock star shit, but at the same time you like see where he came from, how he grew up, like how that translated to his later life and his work ethic and shit. It was cool.
Oh yeah.
And boy, did he hate David Lee Roth's ass.
Oh yeah.
There was definitely some bad blood in there.
I was man, there's a story in the book, and right now I can't, because I've been thinking about 5150 so much today, and I've been working on our acoustic stuff, like in the mixing and shit.
Yeah, we got that coming.
Well, there's a story in the book, and I can't remember what song it was that they wound up writing, but he was talking about how Ed had gotten drunk and Valerie kicked him out. And he's like, man, Sam's like, man, he's like, me and my old lady were about to get it on. He's like, and then all you could hear was a banging at the door. And he's like, there was Ed with a fucking bottle of wine in his hand. He's like, but all I could see was the cherry on his cigarette going. I'm like, no way. He's like, no, man, I got this riff. I got to check it out. He's like, and he kept doing, he's like, to the point where he pissed my old lady off. He's like, well, I guess I'm not getting laid tonight. He's like, so we sat on the porch drinking and writing that song till the sun came up.
Yeah. It was Finish What You Started. Is that what it is? Come on, baby, that was finish the song, what you started. Yeah, they needed an acoustic album, or acoustic song for the album.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one Eddie came up with. Yeah, that was another story I thought was hilarious.
And what's sad is like it's not sad. Well, it's kind of sad. I mean, I was chuckling at that because I was like, oh, this sounds like some shit one of us would do to the other one. Just drunk, kicked out the house. I got this song, man. Come down here.
I'm pretty sure it's happened before.
Oh, you know it. I can think of a few times where members of the band have been in this very studio I'm sitting in, and it'd be like 3 o'clock in the morning talking about, I'll be home at midnight.
Yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning, phone rings. Are you coming home?
Man.
No, the van got drunk.
Man.
Gotta stay here tonight.
This started to get personal.
Jimbo.
Jimmy taking some personal shots. You son of a bitch.
Oh, bro. Dude, hey, no lie. I got fucking hammered one night, and I was over at Trey's house just bullshitting, and fucking Trey was like, man, You know, even I think Lydia was over there too. She was like, "Babe, we gotta go." And fucking Trey come outside and he's like, "Man, I love you, bro. You know, like we got like, you know, Shannon's ready to lay down and stuff." And I was like, "All right." Shannon come out there. She's like, "Trey's too nice to tell you to get the fuck out." I was like, "I love you too, Shannon." Gave her a hug. I got in the car and I was like, "Damn!" I was like, "Can you believe she said that to me?" And Lydia was like, "Oh my god, yeah, like it's their house or something, right? Like what the fuck?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, it was the way she said it. It wasn't what she said. It hurt my feelings." The next day I got up and Lydia was like, "Are you feeling still hurt?" I was like, "Nah, it kicked me out too. Fuck me."
For anyone that doesn't know, Trey's girlfriend Shannon is our cousin.
Yeah.
So we're all family.
Trey just wanted to be part of the family so bad.
Yeah. Wound up being family by injection.
Mm-hmm. We told him he could be an honorary Pollock if he got Pollock tattooed on him, you know?
Yeah.
Instead
he's getting Doodle Bob.
We're getting Doodle Bob. Yeah.
Oh, we didn't say thank you for everyone that liked our video. That made our week. That was so much fun. We were talking back and forth while everyone was voting on that. Oh my god, that was so funny.
I still love the part where Trey was like, he said 100, and I was like 10,000.
10,000 for all of us.
He's like 10,000 for y'all, but it's only 100 for me.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it was great.
So for what y'all don't know this, but what made it great was, okay, we said 100 likes, Trey would get Doodle Bob. His old lady was the 100th like.
Yeah. Yeah, she waited for it.
I meant to ask her just to see if she was like, "Sorry, babe," just boop.
Well, I wish we could ask him. I guess he's not showing up. That's a bummer. We really wanted to mess with him about the Doodle Bob tattoo.
Oh yeah.
It's coming though. Don't worry. Well, everyone will know when he gets the Doodle Bob tattoo.
Yeah, it's going to be.
I promise you. We're trying to all be there. We're trying to all. We're going to make it a whole thing.
We're going to film it.
We'll film it. We might go do a live video right quick.
Oh yeah.
Just,
and look,
you know,
that reel's still up. It's at like 126 or 127. If it goes to 200,
last I looked, it was 135.
Okay, 135. If it goes to 200,
if it goes to 200, that's right.
So don't be scared. Come on, let us make some regrettable decisions in our life.
If it goes to 300, we got a couple people that are going to get it with us.
Yeah, we damn sure do.
Yeah.
This is becoming a thing, man. For every other 100 that we get, we got to nominate some other people. Maybe we'll make it go viral. It'll just be like 60 years from now, the world's going to be like, why are all these fucking people walking around with Doodle Bob on them?
Who the fuck is Doodle Bob?
Yeah, what the fuck? All the fucking the AI robots that are controlling us, you're like, why does everybody have a poorly drawn sponge on their
What is this?
Yeah.
What does mihonminoi mean?
Yeah. God. Is that Klingon?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Klingon. That's great.
God. Are you ready to talk 5150?
Yeah, let's get into some Van Halen, man. All right, so 5150 came out in 1986.
Jimbo.
What?
It came out. Tomorrow is the 38th anniversary, actually.
No.
Yeah, bro. 38 March 24th, 1986 was the release date for 5150.
Fucking shit.
Yeah, bro. I wrote that down earlier.
You couldn't bring that up when I was talking about Van Halen 2?
I mean,
hold on. So today is the 45th anniversary of Van Halen 2, and tomorrow
is the 38th anniversary.
38th.
Oh,
of
5150.
5150.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
So when
Man,
this
that's
is released,
badass.
it'll be the anniversary.
Yeah, when this comes out tomorrow, it will be the anniversary of this album.
Yes.
No fucking shit.
How about that?
Yo, everyone at home, we did not plan that. This is holy shit.
Yeah, bro. We actually constantly bitch about how we can never plan an album to be like when we ever want to talk about an album to do it on the release date. Yeah.
Randomly picked today to do
5150, yeah.
5150. And
tomorrow's
the day it comes out is gonna be the day.
Yeah.
Dude. That is fucking wild.
How about that?
That's a hell of a way to start us off.
Yeah, buddy.
Especially 25 minutes in.
My bad. You know. All right. So
that's all right.
5150, man. Certified platinum 6 times, dude.
Oh, no shit.
How about that? Yeah, dude.
I didn't know it was that much, but I will say, okay, so it was their first #1 album.
Yeah.
And I saw it. They actually sold 1 million copies in 1 week.
How about that? That's fucking amazing.
That is fucking crazy.
I mean, even back then when album sales were like a big thing. I mean, 86.
Dude, they didn't go like that.
Yeah, 86. I mean, yeah.
I did like math in my head earlier, and you know it's probably wrong, but that's like like 5,000 albums a minute,
yeah,
or something like that.
Think about that shit, bro.
For a week, you sold 5,000 albums a minute for a whole week.
Yeah,
that is fucking nuts. No, that's killer though.
The only other thing I could say about that is or on that, like with the platinum, I believe it was let's see, so like Alive broke Kiss, like made them huge, you know what I mean? And I don't think it was Destroyer. I want to say it was maybe Rock and Roll Over or Love Gun. It was one of those albums. Like they had amassed such a success that when the album shipped, it was already platinum.
Oh, I got you.
You know what I mean? It was already platinum.
Yeah. Right.
To stores, like.
Right.
How about that shit?
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
That's fucking
Platinum being shipped. That's just because they're expecting that many. Wow. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
I'm like, god damn.
Oh, what year did Def Leppard's fucking Hysteria come out? Wasn't it 86?
It was either 86 or 87.
I wonder what I see.
I mean, I wish I could walk over to the laptop real quick and Google it.
I was gonna say, I wonder when that came out, because I know that one sold more records, but
dude, speaking of Hysteria, so like this come from Joe Elliott's mouth. I watched a video the other day on like his little studio that they built in like 1988 after Hysteria and shit, because he was like, that'll never happen again.
Right.
So they actually did that whole album, and then I don't know if it was Mutt Lange or the other producer, but they scrapped it and started over. Yeah. But
what?
Joe Elliott said that, so they were in so much debt when that album come out, they had to sell 5 million copies just to
I did that.
You know why? He was talking about, he didn't know they were charging them $5,000 an hour in that fucking studio, bro. An hour.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
$5,000 an hour.
Yeah, fuck that.
He was like, that'll never happen again.
Hell no.
So Adrenalize was the first album that was recorded in the studio, and his producer guy lives like 10 minutes down the road from him.
Huh.
Yeah. He's like, makes it so much easier. It's like, what it fucking does. You're saving $5,000 an hour.
Well, I fucking hate Def Leppard, so we're going to quit talking about Def Leppard and talk about Van Halen.
My bad. You know. You're the one that brought it up.
I don't completely hate. I was like comparing the album sales. Like I was wondering like how like I didn't look up like I'm not like I don't really care like how long it was like number one on the chart.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it did pretty well.
Oh, it did.
But if it was the
fucking-
same year as Hysteria and Hysteria sold that many records, that's why I'm wondering if
man.
that was like the one that like knocked it off or because if it's early in the year like March,
Yeah.
so like maybe it stayed on. I don't know. There's a bunch
Yeah.
of questions I got.
So,
But yeah, I don't completely hate Def Leppard, but I'm just not that big of a fan.
yeah.
It is what it is. They got some good songs I like, but
Not a super fan. I got you.
not a super fan at all.
Well,
Really not.
what you got to say about 5150, Jimbo? I know you're a super fan.
Oh
of Van
man,
Halen.
I got so much to talk about 5150. First,
Okay, what's first?
there's a lot of the stuff that I have that I wanted to bring up that I got from Red,
Yeah.
the Sammy Hagar autobiography. He covers a lot in just one chapter. Like he covers the whole 5150. Well, he like flashes back and forward
Yeah.
throughout the book, kind of like at different periods. But he focuses a lot on this era. It turns out how he got in contact with Eddie Van Halen was his mechanic. He had an Italian mechanic. His name's Claudio Zampoli or something
Yeah.
like that. Sammy had a Ferrari, and he had to get it tuned up. He just got off tour for his solo career, and he was like about to be done with music. Cut all his hair off. He was done. Like he was ready to retire, and he had this brand new Ferrari, and was getting it worked on, getting a tune up, and he got off tour. He's like, man, I want to go pick it up. So he didn't go pick it up, and it turned out the same guy that works on his Ferrari worked on Eddie Van Halen's fucking Lamborghini Countach.
Yeah.
So he was like, man, I like that car. Eddie Van Halen came in. He said, man, I like that car. Whose car is that? He said, Sammy Hagar's. You should get him to join Van Halen because this was like right when David Lee Roth left.
Yeah.
So his fucking mechanic, he's like, no shit. Well, shit, give me do you have his number? So his fucking mechanic convinced Eddie Van Halen to call Sammy Hagar. Well, I guess he didn't need to convince him. He was just like, yeah, fuck yeah, give me his number. Called him from the shop. He was at his house. He's like, hey, man, you want to come jam? Join Van Halen? Like, just shit, how does that happen?
And
mean?
Didn't Sammy say no?
Yeah, he said no at first. He didn't want to do it. He was like I said, he was like done with music. Or he wasn't done with music. He was just done with like touring. He'd been going hard for years.
Yeah.
Because this would be 85, 84. I think it was 84. Okay, so 84 was when the album 1984 came out.
Yeah.
So it would be I can't remember the day they say, David Lee Roth quit or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's at least 1985 when this is going on, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And
did you know that on that, did you know, speaking of like the Van Hagar stuff, when he joined the band, there was rumbles, but nobody could confirm if Sammy was singing with him or not. But it was actually management, like the label and shit, that suggested they call the band Van Hagar. And Sammy was way opposed to it. He was like, why would we change
Sammy
it from Van Halen?
I think the brothers were too.
Yeah. But he was like, why would we do
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, funny little insert about that. He said in the book, Sammy says, man, my dad always claimed we were Irish, but it turns out down the line we're Dutch, and our name really could have been Van Hagar at some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because for anyone that doesn't know, the Van Halen brothers were Dutch.
Yeah.
and I think they were half Dutch, half Filipino, or something like that.
Something
With
like
their
that,
mom
yeah.
from the
Yeah.
Philippines, yeah, something like that. Yeah, when they
Now,
came to
apparently-
America, they didn't speak English; they spoke Dutch.
Apparently, when they because they lived, I don't think they lived. Did they live in the Philippines or did they live?
I don't know where they lived. I know they weren't originally from here. I think.
I know. Yeah, I
they
know.
moved here.
I know Ed said in his there's a book out there that I listened to about it's just a bunch of conversations with Eddie through the years. And he was talking about how because they were mixed between like Dutch and Philippine,
Mhm.
that wherever they lived, they were like highly discriminated against. Yeah, because they were mixed.
Right.
Because I guess they didn't but I can't remember if they were living in the Philippines and they had like hatred against Dutch immigrants,
Dutch
or if it,
people,
or,
yeah,
or if
right,
it was
right,
vice
right.
versa, you know what I mean? But it was
That
something
probably
of
go
that
back to
caliber.
it goes back to the Dutch. Was that East Indies or whatever?
Yeah, but he talks about that in his
Something.
book. And when he got here, see, I didn't know until that his dad was a classically trained piano player.
Does he play piano too? Or did? I
Yeah,
thought he.
and
I know he played like saxophone.
yeah. So Al
I think he
and
actually plays on some Van Halen albums too.
yeah, so Al and Ed. See, I didn't know Al. Both of them were classically trained piano players.
No shit.
Yeah,
I didn't know that either.
yeah.
Wow.
That was the only thing they brought with them to America was the piano that they bought. They rode on a boat for like 6 days with that piano. Yeah.
No shit.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Pretty fucking wild, man.
That is fucking wild.
And they went from being hated in a fucking I think in the book they called it a village, but I think it was like a town.
So where'd they go? They went to California.
Yes.
So maybe they went from the Philippines to California.
I'm thinking they were living in the Philippines. It was something like that.
I'm assuming it was like that.
But yeah, that was the only thing they brought with them was the piano. And yeah. Because his dad would play on like casinos and shit.
Oh, okay.
His dad was like a pianist in like the casino bands,
like
and shit.
like a house band.
Yeah, and,
yeah.
Would do
cruise ships and shit.
Yes, yeah.
I got you. The cruise ship band.
Yeah, so they would watch his dad play 6-7 hours a day. That's
right,
you know
right.
I mean? I didn't know that. I thought he played like sax and shit. I didn't know he was classically trained pianist.
Yeah. I didn't know that either. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. This is Jan Van. You know his name, Jan.
Jan, yeah, Jan.
Yeah, his dad's the one that actually pushed him to pursue music. His mother and them kept said, "Why don't you teach him how to get a real job?" You know what I mean? And he kind of
this is a real job, Mom.
Dude, in the book, fucking, he was talking about. He's like, my dad really. He's like, Mom wanted us to go learn a trade or something, and because she was like, "What if it doesn't work out?" He's like, and my dad looked at her and was like, "What if it does?"
That's right.
You know what I mean? That sounded like
sounds like
my
your dad
said. Yeah.
Sound like your dad.
Because my dad, for anybody out there that doesn't know, man, my dad has always had our backs when it comes to music. Get my mom, Jimbo's mom, he was just, they were for a long time vehemently opposed to us. Oh,
Grandma
they got it. They got
everyone's against us
to go play music. Fucking,
Yeah.
They'll never make any. What happens when they don't make money? Dad would be like, "What happens when they do?" Fuck,
yeah, that's right.
Dad would buy us equipment just to fucking. I mean, it ain't like he was rich or nothing. He did play drums and he had a bunch of equipment, but he would. Oh, the fucking boys need. I guess y'all need a good PA system, something to sing through, so people can fucking hear you. You can make some money. Yeah. So he would buy stuff for him.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like that bass I got inside that he bought for him that he never touched. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucker.
I know. Fucking mom be like, I can't believe you let him go to a bar and play music. We were like 13.
Yeah, right.
Dad be like, he's making money. What do you want him to do? Out there fucking beating windows out of cars and doing drugs and stuff. I mean, God.
I got one. I got a good one about your dad. My first show I ever played my whole life. I was like on probation as a teenager for some stupid shit.
When you learned 40 songs in 2 days?
Yeah. I learned like 40. Never didn't know how to play bass at all. Didn't know any songs. And then Timmy's like, "Hey man, I need a bass player." Bass player quit or something. And you're like, "Oh man, I need a bass player." So you like schooled me on like 40 songs. Like, just play 3 notes, man. That's all you need. Just 3 notes.
That's right.
You don't even have to sing. Just play the notes. Yeah, and it was like a Friday night or something. I was like 14. On
city limits,
fucking
bro.
Child probation for some bullshit. My mom was like, "You can't fucking do that. You're on probation. And it's a fucking bar. What are you doing?"
Well,
And then your dad calls my mom's like, well, I mean, she's like, what if his PO calls him? He's like, what if she don't? I laugh about it because that's like the same shit you were talking about.
Yeah.
They're like, like he's 14 playing a fucking bar.
Yeah.
I mean, Dad's like, he's making money.
I thought he was down today. I thought he was going to stay tonight, but he was like, "Nah, I got to go back." I was going to try to get him to do the podcast with us.
Oh, that would have been fun.
Oh yeah. He's
We
like,
should have got
maybe next time.
We should have got Justin on here so we could fuck with him about how awesome Sammy Hagar is.
Make him listen to 30 minutes of nothing but 5150, and
that's right.
You know, hell yeah. But dude, the song list on 5150,
yes,
straight front to back. How do you start an album off with "Good Enough," dude? That song kills. Like, I mean, I say it with almost every Van Halen album. I'm like, man, there's that start off song is, but for real, that start off, that's a killer song.
Oh hell yeah, great one,
fucking killer song. And then it goes to "Why Can't This Be Love," which is that
was
commercial
the single.
hit.
Yeah. It's a good song too. I love that song.
Yeah, no, it's a good song. And then we go to "Get Up," which balls to the wall in your face, man. That's that's the Brown sound at its finest.
You know what's fucking funny for me? I always thought they said give me instead of "get up," even though the song is literally called "Get Up." I always thought, "Give me."
Yeah.
Every fucking time I always sing that. I'm like, oh wait, no. I gotta correct myself every fucking time. I don't know why.
Bro,
I think it's because I learned it like that.
Yeah, I did. It's what do they call
like ingrained,
like muscle memory.
Yeah, like muscle memory. Yeah.
Then it goes to "Dreams," which
right into Dreams.
Dreams is a good. I like Dreams,
dude.
I wouldn't put that like in my top 5 out of 9 songs, but I do like it.
There was a lot of good synth songs on this album.
Yeah,
that was like a big reason David Lee Roth left.
I was
because he didn't like the synthesizer.
Yeah. The shit Dave didn't like.
Yeah.
Although the synthesizer gave him his number one
hit. Yeah.
We go from Dreams into Summer Nights, which
fantastic song, dude. I'm about to be blaring that shit every fucking day in the summer.
Justin needs to go listen to so he can realize that he's been wrong this whole time. Now,
I've brought this up before about how much I love doing this show because I'm listening to all this music that I don't normally listen to, and I haven't listened to in a long time.
Yeah. Oh, and you don't go as deep all the time.
And I don't go as deep.
Yeah, because I know that's true for me.
Yeah. I've been no shit since our first episode, which was Van Halen. I have listened to 5150 every fucking week, doing all the other episodes up till now. I know shit. I have literally listened to this album every fucking week we've done this show.
Well, I know I messaged you and was like, I don't know if this is my favorite one, but I do love 5150. And the reason I say that is because I find myself once a week listening to For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge.
Yeah.
Like front to back. Like I find myself, I just like what am I going to listen to at work? Fucking like whatever. Bam. For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge because
Yeah.
Pound cake, bro.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Pound cake. Instead of For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, I'm doing 5150. It's like the same thing.
Yeah.
Even though I like that album better, I'm like, I think I brought this up on our Van Halen episode. You know how our list keeps like switching?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I was like 5150 about made the list that day. It would probably be on the list today.
Yeah, today. Yeah.
You know, you know what I'm saying? So it changes every day.
Always.
Oh my God. Oh, if anyone doesn't know, 5150 is a allusion to it was like the call sign, call number.
Yeah.
Over like the police frequency
for crazy
or a crazy person or mentally disturbed or whatever. Yeah, I don't think they're I don't think the number's the same like throughout the country. I think they were in California, so that was like the California number. But that was what they named their the Van Halen brothers. They named their studio 5150 Studio.
Yeah.
Studios.
Oh, so speaking of the 5150 Studio, which this was the first album I believe to be recorded in the studio there, wasn't it?
That I'm not sure.
It was. I'm think this was the first album.
If it was, that's pretty badass.
It was either this album or it was the following album, the OU812 album. You know what I mean? But I did learn listening to some of the Eddie Van Halen interviews. He was talking about, because I always wondered why. Because this album doesn't have. Does this album have? No, this album doesn't have the electronic drum set. So it's probably the next album. You'll hear him. It sounds like he's playing like electronic snare or electronic toms and stuff. And the reason that is because they had a Simmons set up, because when they would record, the amplifier would bleed so bad into the toms, mics and stuff, that they couldn't get a good take. So they set up really a hybrid drum kit. And you want to talk about fucking, I know a lot of bands have done this, but I mean, dude, I've tried it with drums. You see them behind me. I've tried this, and it's not as easy as you think it would be, even though you know the song. Al would play the electronic drums with no cymbals while Eddie played, and then go back and record all the cymbal parts by themselves.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds just fucking insane.
Complicated? Yeah, I know. That's what I said.
Complicated as fuck. Holy shit.
Yeah, bro. They did that for like 2 fucking albums, and then they wound up like actually building a whole room for the drums. They knocked out a whole other wall and built a room in there for the drums and shit.
Now, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say not everyone does that.
No, hell no. Well, I know.
Yeah.
I watched an interview with the drummer of Slayer, and he said they did. I don't know if they did it on an album, but I know they did that on one song, and he said he fucking hated it.
What's that?
He's like, it don't sound like. He's like, because I couldn't get the same feel.
Right.
Trying to go back and play the cymbals. He's like, it didn't make no sense, and I get that because
that's weird.
As a drummer, that is fucking just sounds complicated to me.
Yeah. I'm not even a drummer, and I think it sounds complicated.
Dude, I'm telling you. Jesus. But anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
After Summer Nights, we go to Best of Both Worlds, which, come on now.
Yes.
That's a great song.
Oh, I got my kids singing that with me now.
Yeah. I
was taking them. They had them a little sleepover last night. I was driving them to their friend's house.
Yeah.
And I was listening to 5150. And Best of Both Worlds go on. And I'm just singing the chorus. Best! Yeah, dude. I had the kids in the back singing it too. I didn't even make them. They were doing it on their own. That's how awesome Van Halen is.
Yeah.
Got to sing it back up.
Hear that, Justin? That's how awesome Van Hagar is.
Yeah. His baby gonna grow up to be a Van Hagar fan.
Swear. We're gonna make that happen, Squidward.
That's right.
We love Squid. For anybody that doesn't know him, he's actually a fucking He's an amazing singer, man. And,
we're gonna get him on the show one of these days because
he's a good
he needs to
guitar
be on
player
for
too.
one. Yeah,
he comes and hangs out in the studio and everything. We got footage, yo. Y'all see him one day. Y'all, everybody.
We'll have to put some. We'll have to put some of those little videos we clipped out.
Yeah.
Of him, so everyone knows who he is.
Oh yeah. Love Walks In is the next song, and I was telling Jimbo before we started the podcast, we were talking and stuff. I was telling him, now this, I'm not saying this is a bad song. All I'm saying is this is my least favorite song on the album. Still a good song. It doesn't do it for me. You know, it doesn't get my heart racing and make me want to fucking headbutt the wall and stuff. You know.
Yeah. I'd agree with you. I'm not I find myself loving the song more and more as I listen to it. Like I think it's a great song, but as part of the album, it's probably my least favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it goes to 5150, which come on now.
Yeah, that's a killer one. The title track's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why they put it so low down in the I don't know.
I was wondering that myself. Like usually a lot of the time they'll put the
first song.
The title track is the first song, or like early in the list.
Yeah, and they put it second to last. I didn't understand. I mean, maybe they just a
lot of what from what I understand, they just did what the fuck they wanted.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe they're like, everybody puts their title track first. Nah.
They're like, fuck that. We're putting it at number 8. Yeah.
And then number 9 is Inside, which I thought was a great song and a very good song to end the album with because that's ending on a strong note.
Yeah, dude. I love a lot about that song.
Yeah.
But oh man. We're gonna get it a little bit more like in the songs here a little bit. I'm gonna bring that up.
Yeah. So in 5150, man, when they were writing, because Eddie had already had some of these songs cobbled together as like demos and just instrumentals that he's working on. Mm-hmm. So they, I actually heard this in Sammy Hagar's book. He was talking about that. Although nobody would say that they had auditioned other singers, he had heard rumbling that they were auditioning. Like it was true. They were actually looking for a new singer.
Right.
And they actually auditioned Eric Martin of Mr. Big. Is what it said later on, and that before Sammy Hagar. Mm-hmm. And that they auditioned Patti Smith also. And I had to look up. I thought I knew some of her songs. I did. And she was like a painter and stuff. And I got to say, there's some things about her that made me say, wow. And I told Jimbo about it, some of the stuff off camera. And I don't even really want to talk about it. You can Google it and you'll find it for yourself. And you come to your own decisions on that. But I know.
Now, wasn't she the singer of the Smiths?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wasn't that like the band? That's like I never really listened to them. That's like it ain't a punk band, is it? It's like it's a British band.
It's and they had she had a song called Gloria. That was the song I recognized. It came out in like 1975. It was
I might even know the song, and I just don't know.
You probably do because I heard I didn't even know the song was named Gloria.
Right.
Until I listened to it, and I was like,
then I probably have heard it. Yeah.
And there was a couple other songs that she had that were pretty sizable hits.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I've heard her name before, but I just maybe I know and I don't know.
She's also a painter too. A painter. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And because that's what I thought at first. I was like, Patti Smith. I was like, you talking about the fucking painter? Yeah, that's who they were talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, man. What's your top 3 favorite songs off this album?
Oh man, we're gonna drop a list down.
If you had to pick 3 songs, like out of the 9.
Oh man. All right, first and foremost, I fucking love the album. There isn't a song on here I hate. There are only ones I like more than others.
Timmy's making Jimbo make hard decisions now.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. I ain't got no cigarettes. This
He'll be
makes me
all
want
right.
a cigarette.
Stressing out. In order.
Okay.
Just
I'm gonna cut it in half.
compounding.
I'm gonna cut the album in half. All right.
All right.
So we got 3, 6, 9. Was it 9 songs?
Yeah, 9
I'm
songs.
gonna cut it in half at 4.
Okay.
Number 4, I would say, why can't this be love?
Okay.
That was the first Sammy Hagar era Van Halen song I ever heard.
Oh, I got you.
And honestly, I really like the song. It's catchy. You know, I
Yeah. Oh,
groove
yeah.
to it. I think it's just a good Sammy Hagar song. Michael Anthony, the bass player, dude, he's known for his amazing backup vocals.
Yeah.
And if I'm not correct me if I'm wrong, he does all the backing vocals for Van Halen. Like all those are all him, right?
I know he started.
Eddie wasn't a singer.
No, I know he started doing all of them during the Sammy era, whether it was on this album or not. When they were doing it with Roth, it was Mikey and Ed.
So Ed did do.
He would teach Ed the
Okay.
parts to sing, and Ed would sing them with him.
'Cause I didn't think Eddie sung, but
Yeah.
I mean, if he did do backups, I mean, I believe it.
Yeah. But
I
once
just
they
didn't think
started,
he
I
did.
know in the 80s, I don't know if it started on this album or not, because I don't know if Sammy touched on it in that book or not, but I know Ed was talking about it in one of those interviews I was talking about, because he said that he was just so concerned with getting the drums recorded and everything that he would just let Mikey, because they could do overdubs by this point, like with multi tracks, more than 8 tracks, you know what I mean? And that he would just let Mikey go in there and sing all of it, and then he would just learn his parts when they had to go play live and sing it live.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So,
I got
but
you.
whether that was on this album or not, I have no idea. I just know it started in the 80s. So, I mean, it could have even started on 1984. That's all I know. It just started in the 80s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, yeah. That's what makes it, I would say, number 4 for me.
Yeah.
Man, damn it. You got me on the spot. Okay, number 3. I'm gonna go with Good Enough.
I got you.
First song on the album, kicks it off.
Oh yeah.
Great opening song for sure.
Yeah, that's a great opening song.
I love the little. See, I've noticed this. They did the same thing with David Lee Roth too. That little middle part when he like whistles, he's like, "Hey, waitress."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Got any specials tonight? You know what I mean? And he does. They did the same thing with David Lee Roth, and I thought it was like, that's why I say it's both different Van Halen and it's still the same.
Oh yeah.
Because that the same kind of energy still there, but it's a different guy singing.
Oh yeah.
And I love how they both kind of do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Besides that, it's a good song.
Oh,
Killer song. And Good Enough. I have this written down somewhere. Give me 1 second. Good Enough. Yeah, Good Enough was when Sammy showed up that first day. They had already, before he even got there, him and excuse me, the Van Halen brothers and Michael Anthony had already come up with what became Good Enough, the songs Good Enough and Summer Nights.
Yes.
So they had already had that kind of like working, and Sammy like literally came in and just like scattered over it.
Yeah.
Like just kind of bullshitted his way in both the songs. They were all like, whoa. Because apparently David Lee Roth never did that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like he just never came up with lyrics like that. Like, Sammy's like an actual lyricist. He writes his own songs.
Yeah.
And he wrote all the lyrics to this album.
Yeah.
And those, like he said, I believe it was Summer Nights. He came up with that Summer Nights and my radio, that part.
Yeah.
He came up with that like on the spot instantly, first time he heard the riff. Like that's how like organic it was, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I find that fucking awesome. Like that's incredible. That's amazing musicianship, and that's how the best stuff happens.
Always.
Which I'll have to say Summer Nights would be number 2.
Okay.
Because that's my drinking song.
Fucking jams, dude.
Dude, it is a jam. I love that song.
I sent you a video a while back of me playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
With no capo. It's fucking almost impossible to do. I'd learned I go like Joe Satriani can do it. I can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Joe Satriani is Joe Satriani.
Yeah. Timmy Pollock is not Joe Satriani. Nor do I.
Another amazing guitar player. Everyone should go check out if you don't know who he is.
Timmy Pollock? Oh, thank you, Jimbo. Thank you.
Yeah, Timmy Pollock.
Okay, what's number 1 there, Jimbo?
Oh.
Sneak Attack with Love Walks In? Oh, no.
No, it's not Love Walks In. The only thing I know is it's not Love Walks In. I'm going to say Inside.
Oh, yeah?
Hell yeah. Dude, that's a fucking jam.
No, that's a jam, bro.
Like, dude, it sounds, in that song, dude, they sound like they're just like, one, it sounds like they're just fucking around and they're just having a good time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
2, I mean, they throw like the little, I love when the band's throwing like little like conversation pieces where they're not singing, they're just literally talking to each other.
Oh yeah.
And like the one is like Sammy and he's like, hey, Mike, man, what did you give me last night? What was that you gave me last night? Like talking like,
Yeah.
It's shit like that, dude. It cracks me up. I love it.
Fuck.
Yeah, and it's a jamming song. And also, one of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs is the song Trampled Underfoot.
Right.
And it has that fucking like boop beep doop beep doo 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 boop beep. You know what I mean? And that's what that song has. It had. It doesn't have. It's not the same. Riff, but it's the whole album has a lot of synthesizer in it.
Yeah.
And that track, I think, uses it very well, and it reminds me of that Led Zeppelin song.
No, it does. It does. See, I never thought about it.
It has that like.
It has that I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah. It has that kind of like pop to it. You know what I mean?
Did I send you that? Speaking of Led Zeppelin, oh my God, I am blanking, bro. You're gonna kick my ass.
Oh man.
Who is the drummer of Tool? It's
Dana Carey.
Dana Carey. Okay, I had the Dana part right. Roger actually sent me a video the other day of Dana Carey talking about Led Zeppelin's rock and roll. And he said somebody had pointed it out to him. He's like, the reason why people mess that intro up is because they don't realize it's actually a counting. It's a and a 1, and a 2, and a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what the drums are doing.
Oh,
that's why it's going. Yeah, it's and a 1, and a 2. Yeah, bro. And I was like,
But
as
it's
soon
on
as
the
I heard that,
cymbal.
I was like,
It's on the cymbals, right?
yeah, but that's the whole drum beat on a 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 1.
Oh, and it
Yeah,
just sounded good.
and I was
So
like,
they kept
that,
it.
like as soon as he said that, I was like, oh, it makes so much fucking sense.
Yeah.
Like it makes perfect. Like now, every time I hear it, it's all I can think of. You know what I mean? But yeah, just a little,
No, that's cool. I didn't know that.
yeah,
I fucking love Led Zeppelin.
I know.
I can't wait for the Led Zeppelin episode. It's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. So I actually wrote a top 3 for you, Jimbo, and had them in
You
order.
prepared.
I was prepared.
You just fucking slapped it on me. I hear you.
Yeah, my number 3 would be Get Up
Fucker. Get up.
because I love Get Up.
Nice.
It's a good song,
nice.
man. My number 2 is going to be Good Enough because to me that's one of the best songs on the fucking album.
Oh, dude, it kicks ass.
And
Good enough to.
my number 1 song from 5150 is actually if we had to do like Van Halen Sammy era.
Yeah.
Just like we just talked, which it'll probably come,
Oh,
we just
it'll
talk
come eventually.
all the
yeah.
albums of Sammy, with like
Yeah.
not talking about the Dave era. This song would probably make my top 5 out of all the songs, and that would be Summer Nights because that song's fucking awesome. Bro.
Great.
And all of my North Carolina friends and fans, or I should say our North Carolina friends and fans, Sammy the man is doing the Best of All Worlds tour, and he's coming in July, I believe, July or August.
Oh man,
to Charlotte, and me and Jimbo got to peep the rough set list. Sammy put it on his Facebook a while back in one of the stories, I believe. So I don't know if it's still there, but let me tell you what. If that song list that they have as the rough set makes it as the song list that's coming live, oh my god,
dude, they're like playing literally like over half this album.
That all I can say is oh my god, because I mean they're playing a lot of Van Halen. Even
and I believe I brought this up like last week or the week before. He had on the picture you're talking about. He had everything printed out, like typed up, printed out on a sheet, and then over to the side he had Summer Nights. I think it was Good Enough, with question marks written to the side, like maybe we'll do these.
And if you get to peep it, there was some Roth era Van Halen songs in there.
There was
more than one. I was like, oh wow, look at that.
It was shocking. For anyone that doesn't know, Sammy really did not like Roth as a singer.
He really did not like Jimbo. Did you see that thumb? Because my fucking
I did. His fucking iPhone.
All I did was put my arm up like that and then fucking wow.
Yeah. For anyone that doesn't know, apparently iPhone has this crazy shit where if you put a thumbs up, it'll pop up on the screen.
Hey, thumbs down now.
Thumbs down, it'll do thumbs down.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it goes.
It's sad we're excited about that.
Yeah, we're learning shit.
Oh, every day. But no, that list is man, it's gonna be a hell of a list if that's the list that makes it.
Yeah, great set list.
Awesome. I don't want to give it away.
Shit, we might even I think we'll post a picture of it. Fuck it.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what.
To go with the video.
Did you see he had Space Station number 5 on there?
I did not.
For the encores, bro. Oh my god. Which it makes sense. So let's hope. That's all I can say.
I thought he'd put Rock Candy on there. If you listen to that book, he talks about like how everyone, like no matter what, always remembers that one song.
Well, that was one of Montrose's biggest hits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But no, he said like everyone that wants to jam with him always wants to play Rock Candy.
Yeah, like they all know.
Like they all like, oh man, Rock Candy. And like Chad Smith from Chili Peppers because he's a chicken foot.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, man, Rock Candy. He's like, even fucking Lemmy, back when Lemmy was alive, he's like, fucking Rock Candy, mate. You know?
I'll tell you another song. If y'all want to watch it, man, go on YouTube and Google or fucking Google. I'm fired already. Go on YouTube and look up Chicken Foot live Highway Star.
There you go.
Oh my God, dude. Let me tell you what, they fucking killed it. And Satriani has like that I can't remember the name, the actual pedal that he's using. I can't remember the name of it, but it's I think it emulates a Hammond organ.
Oh, okay.
So when he starts doing the solo, it's like
I know what
the
you're talking about.
guitar, but it still gives you that organ, that deep purple organ. Oh, dude,
Right.
it's so fucking amazing, dude.
Killer.
And of course, Mikey's hitting all that fucking fucking
yeah. For anyone that don't know, Michael Anthony is a killer fucking singer.
Yeah, and that dude's got range.
And he's got great. Like he can sing he can literally sing like all the Van Halen shit by himself.
Oh yeah. What's amazing
like not
is
have
like
an issue.
Sammy has a range. And when you listen to Sammy hit a high note and then Mikey just harmonizes over it, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's wild. Wild.
Just face melting fucking God.
Harmonies.
Oh yeah, man. Well, you got anything else to add to 5150, Jimbo? Other than
did you hit your number one? Did you already say your number one?
Yeah, it was Summer Nights. Yeah.
Oh, it was Summer Night. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't do 4 like you.
Oh, yeah, well, you hit me with the divide your fucking album.
If I had to choose a 4th song, though, I don't know. It'd probably be Inside. It'd be Inside or 5150. It'd be one of the other.
Inside, yeah. 5150 is good, but I think Inside's awesome.
Yeah.
That's just my kind of jam. Funny story about Sammy's first trip to 5150 Studios. He said when he showed up, he said, it was just straight trash. There was fucking beer cans everywhere. There was ash. He said there was multiple ashtrays just like filled to the brim with old cigarettes. Yeah. He said the Van Halen brothers, they would like literally like light a cigarette, take a puff, set it down, walk around the room, go do something else, light another cigarette over there.
Yeah.
Take a puff, set it down, walk back to another spot of the fucking studio, light a cigarette, take a puff, set it down. He said they'd have like 6 cigarettes going at one time. They're just walking around, just doing shit.
You got to remember, this is back before CFCs, so they would just burn. They wouldn't go out, you know what I mean? They would just fucking burn.
I said they was chain smokers. They'd smoke one after another, just constantly smoking.
The part
beer cans everywhere.
They couldn't. They were so. I mean, they were brothers, but he's like they were so best friends and like just so cohesive that one wouldn't light a cigarette without lighting one for the other one.
Yeah, they only need one match.
Yeah, and that one you wouldn't go get a beer without getting the other one a beer and shit.
Yeah, they'd have another one for the brother. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He said that Eddie never used. Or he might have used eventually, but at the time he didn't use guitar stands, cases. Like he said, there was just guitars everywhere, leaning on everything, laying in the floor. He said there was a pile of them in the corner. I'm like, oh, it's like Trey.
Yeah.
Nah, Trey uses stands.
Yeah, just guitars everywhere. He does have guitars everywhere, though.
I gotta fuck with him because he's not here. But Sammy said that place is straight dump, dude.
Now I'll tell you what I did learn about Eddie, because it come from Eddie's mouth, and he's the one that he says all the time, multiple times throughout the years. But so he used the same amp, that same Marshall amp he used on every album. But a lot of people think that he's using all those effects and stuff while he's playing, and he always recorded the amp raw and added the effects after.
Oh, I got you.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
According to him.
Right.
Yeah. Now I know for a fact, like on the first album, that's not how they did it because he had pedals that he ran with his amp because they were playing basically live in the studio. So on the first Van Halen album, it was, just like he would play live. But I know like by the time
Right.
they got to the studio to 5150, he was recording the amp raw and adding in his rack gear to it.
Uh-huh.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's killer.
Yeah, man. A lot of fun shit to learn about the whole. I mean, from both eras, even the Dave era, there's some crazy shit that we've heard and stuff and read about. But
Yeah.
in the Sammy era, man, there was some pretty cool shit. I mean, there was a lot of it, and there was a lot of experimenting going on by this time too,
Mm-hmm.
man. You know.
Yeah. Another thing, Sammy didn't like we were talking about earlier. Like Sammy didn't want to join the band at first.
Yeah.
Like he really didn't want to. Like even that first day when he showed up, he like didn't really want to join. And he said that he made, I can't remember what's the producer's name? Tim Templeton?
Ted Templeton. Yeah.
Ted Templeton.
Yeah.
He made him a tape of their recordings and he listened to it on the way home. Or no, he listened to it when he got home and said he just got goosebumps and was like, oh, I got to do it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
he didn't fully appreciate what he was in until he was out of it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, man. And like I said, 5150 is a great fucking album for anybody that wants to listen to it, man. You should give it a try.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
and this was at a time when they were on competing labels.
Yeah.
Sammy was on Geffen Records and Van Halen was on Warner Brothers. And so like while they were like recording this album, they were doing it in secret because they didn't want the labels to find out because they were like butting heads.
Yeah.
Because Sammy was like the #1 artist on Geffen Records.
Yeah. And Van Halen was #1 artist on Warner Brothers.
On Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
So like Geffen like came to Warner Brothers with like all right, so y'all do this album and we're cool, but Sammy's doing a solo album for me right after.
Yeah.
I get 100% of Sammy's solo album and I get 50% of the Van Halen album.
Yeah.
And they were like, all right, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest, they say, is history.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool, though, because it was like some pretty big acts on Geffen Records at the time, and Sammy was still #1. Like, I mean, they had like Diana Ross.
Yeah.
I think they had Neil Young. And they said like Neil Young was like just like a complete disaster.
Oh, of course.
Like it was just terrible. Like it was like a few like really big names, and like you would think you hear it and you're like, you know, that sounds like a winner, but he's like, nah, just never panned out. He was #1.
Yeah,
because he was selling millions before Van Halen.
Yeah,
like honestly, like he didn't need like that was the thing they were telling him at the time too. Like, dude, you don't even need Van Halen. Like you're already as big as they are.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Sammy really took Van Halen to the next level.
Yeah, to new heights. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's great with Dave, as we've said, but I think Sammy really, like, you could say what you want, Van Hagar, Van Halen, whatever, but dude, he really brought the band to the next level.
Yeah.
100%.
This album shows that,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So that's my take on 5150, Jimbo.
Oh, I love
we got to discuss it, man. And
let me check my list. I wanted to bring some more shit up if I got it. Did you know they recorded it in a month?
Yes, I did. I did know that. Yeah.
That's cool. From like the day Sammy showed up.
Yeah.
To the day it's done.
Yeah, oh yeah.
A month.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
literally how long it takes to make a classic. Unless you're like Black Sabbath and like knock it out in a day.
Yeah, but Black Sabbath also had
They
18
were
months
they were
of,
playing together a
you
little
know what
bit
I mean?
longer. Yeah. Yeah.
Now I will tell
That
you what was to me was amazing was it was um unrelated to Van Halen, but about like the albums being done quickly is I'll have to check to make sure I'm right, but it's like on the album itself. I want to say it was Rock and Roll. No, Kiss is Dressed to Kill. I believe they literally pulled them off the road, and like Neil Bogart was like, "Hotter than hell, quit selling. We need another album." So they pulled them off the road. They were supposed to have 2 weeks off on tour. And they were like, "Yeah, you're not getting 2 weeks off. We're sending you to California, putting you in a hotel room. You got 2 weeks to write and record an album." And that's what became Dress to
Dress to
Kill.
Kill.
Yeah.
It sounds like it.
Because they only had like two songs. They only had like two songs left over from like all their old shit that they
Right.
were able to put on there. But that was
Now, was it Dress to Kill? Wasn't that Rock and Roll All Night?
yeah.
That was the album it was on.
Well,
That's the one before Alive.
yes.
Okay, yeah. That one's
Sauce.
got does that one have the ladies' room, women's room? What is it?
No, Ladies
Ladies'
Room
room.
was on Ladies Room's on Rock and Roll Over.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, what am I thinking of?
I don't know. It's got
Oh, what I'm thinking of.
Ladies in Waiting is on there.
Maybe it's Ladies in Waiting. Maybe that's what
Yeah.
I was thinking of.
I want to say
Ladies' room.
Rock Bottom's on there too.
On Dress to Kill.
Yeah, Rock Bottom's on Just to Kill.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I love that song. I love the unplugged version of that.
that album starts off with a room service, I believe. Yeah.
Nah, maybe it is. That's what I was thinking of Room Service.
Yeah.
That's
Room
that's the one.
service,
Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's the one. I
Yeah.
thought it was Ladies' Room, but no, it's Room Service.
Yeah. Paul Stanley talked about it in his book in depth, and he was like, man, he's like, we would be like, man, we need another tape. Neil, because Neil actually was in the producer's chair with two engineers, and he's like, nah, it's good enough.
Right.
You know? So Paul never. He's like, we had some of our best writing on an album that we had no control over the production. He's like, if they just gave a little bit more, it probably would have been better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, but after that, I mean, they had 3 albums out, and none of them had even went gold yet, which is 500,000 copies. At the time, and then they put out Alive, and the rest is history.
That's right.
Yeah, but we're not talking about Kiss tonight. I'm gonna let it go.
I was trying to save you, Timmy, to wrap it all together. Gene Simmons, if I'm not mistaken, paid for the first Van Halen demo.
He produced it too.
Produced the first Van Halen demo.
He flew him to New York and produced. He produced like 15 songs for him. And
you can hear him on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a rough version of Main Street with like completely different lyrics, and like the riff is backwards or some shit.
Yeah, he's credited on the first album. He's one of the first.
Oh, is he?
It says thank you to Gene Simmons. He's like the first thank you. Oh,
yeah. There you go. Yeah. It ties together with Kiss, man.
Yeah, man. Gene actually said that when they were looking for a new guitar player to replace Ace when Ace left, that he actually called Eddie and was like, you want to join Kiss?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Dude.
And Eddie was like, I'm just not into the makeup thing. And then I believe it was Paul that actually. So Paul actually, when they actually auditioned Slash because he knew Slash's mother. And Slash wanted to audition. And he was like, I would audition. And he said, but my problem is, he was like, I think at the time, he was like, I was 30. He's like, in Saul, he's like, Saul was like 18. He's like, I can't have a fucking 18-year-old in the band. You know what I mean? Yeah. That was one of the ones that auditioned too. And there was another guitar player. I can't remember who the fuck
I
it was
think
that
he
wanted to
auditioned for a few
audition.
bands.
Oh yeah.
Because he auditioned for Poison for like as he was walking out, CC DeVille was walking in. And I
Right.
guess he like knew CC DeVille before and was like, yeah, that's who they need.
Yeah.
And then he went on to do Guns N' Roses. But yeah, getting back to what you were talking about.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We went on a tangent. Sorry.
It happens. Very easy for me to do when we start talking about kids.
Yeah. We're talking about fucking music now. So
yeah. Well.
Yeah. Well, before we get even further off subject, maybe we should end our Van Halen episode.
Well, as I was saying, you got anything else? Or you pretty much good on
let me
51,
check right
50?
quick. Oh, I got a funny little story about the tour they did for 5150. So to introduce the fact that Van Halen was going to be fronted by Sammy Hagar. Sammy was like, "Let's do Farm Aid.
Yeah.
We'll do Farm Aid as my band. We'll do like 3 songs, and then we'll bring out Eddie. We'll play. I should have brought this up earlier when you brought it up, but we'll play Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin, and we'll say that I'm the new singer for Van Halen, because that was like a huge deal at the time. It was on every radio station, every TV station. Farm Aid back in '85.
Yeah.
And he said they came out. He said they were the hardest band to play at their point in the set or whatever. And he said he had the whole crowd rocking. They were like, everyone was loving it. They got to write the song right before they brought Eddie out, and he was like, "I got this badass song for all you trucking motherfuckers."
Yeah.
And it said they just cut everything. They cut the live feed for everything.
Yeah.
Eddie Van Halen came out. No one saw it. He said they played Rock and Roll. No one saw it.
Well.
They said he was the new singer for Van Halen. No one fucking saw it.
Yeah, only the people at Farm Aid.
Yeah. He said he kicked himself in the ass every fucking day for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that was before the tour even started.
Yeah.
And I brought this up before on the first episode, I know. He said he wasn't into playing in no fucking cover band.
Yeah.
So he basically he didn't refuse, but he said he wasn't going to play the Dave era songs.
Yeah, they only did I think 2 songs.
Yeah, they did Jump because that was the big.
Yeah.
That was their biggest song.
Ain't Talking About Love, I think was the other one that they
did. No, it was the Kinks. You Really Got Me.
You Really Got Me, yeah.
Yeah, because he loved Sammy loves the Kinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they played that and Jump.
Yeah, so they started that, and they actually started that tour before the album came out, so they played the whole fucking album, and nobody had heard any of it yet.
Yeah. Ain't that awesome?
Oh, yeah.
I think they'd only heard Why Can't This Be Love? Yeah.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he hated Jump. He really did not like David Lee Roth. He didn't like him as a singer because he thought he wasn't a singer. He didn't like his lyrics. He just couldn't ever sing the stuff that Roth did because one, he's a better lyricist. 2, I can see what he means.
Yeah.
It's just a different style.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he said when they played Jump, he said the first night they played Jump, he said in a moment of panic, he pulled a guy up from the crowd and made him sing it.
Yeah.
And he said the whole crowd went wild. The band loved it, and he was like, "All right, well, we're just gonna keep doing that then." So he said he did it every night.
Yeah, he only sang Jump 2 or 3 times on the whole tour.
Yeah, he only sang it twice.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious. And a little thing about the Van Halen brothers that a lot of people might not know is apparently they were like really hardcore drinkers, along with being like chain smokers. And they would like on the tour they would let Alex Van Halen sleep like until like 20 minutes before the show because he was like notorious for like waking up and just getting shit faced immediately. Like he'd wake up and shotgun 3 beers like it was nothing, and then just like go on with his day.
Yeah.
So they'd like wait 20 minutes before the show, then they would wake him up. So he'd shotgun 3 beers and like go on stage, and and they would put trash cans around his drum set so he could just get up and take a piss.
Oh yeah.
I found that hilarious. Like, dude, Sammy said he'd stop mid-song and take a piss.
All in the pursuit of rock and roll.
Well, yeah, dude, it's all in the pursuit of rock and roll. What's crazy to me is this is like 5 albums in. This is what they've been doing the whole time.
Oh yeah.
You know? Yeah, I guess they never had like a real like game plan when it came to playing live.
Yeah.
It was like he said they'd play like 8 songs in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
I was like, how the fuck is that even possible?
Drum solo, bass solo, guitar solo.
You're playing like a 30-minute drum and guitar solo.
Yeah.
That's nuts to me. Like, I don't know if I could sit through that.
That's what they did with Dave, man. He said it's like on the when they did like the Us tour and shit. He said that they had they were supposed to play for like an hour and 45 minutes. So they only played 6 actual songs.
Yeah,
the rest of it was like a drum solo and
filler.
Like a guitar.
Filler.
But
that's crazy to me. But yeah, that was all I had, man. I thought those were some just funny little stories because it was specifically on that tour.
Yes,
the 5150 tour. I think Alex sobered up after that. They sent him to rehab, all that jazz.
Well, that was a lot of shit about 5150, buddy.
Yeah, that was cool. I kind of like the little deep dive into the album.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're going to do it some more with some different albums.
Yeah. Let us know if there's any albums you want to hear. We've had a lot of. We've had one fan. He really wants us to do a Pink Floyd deep dive.
Yeah.
So we might do a Pink Floyd episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We hope you liked the episode. If you like what we do, give us a like, comment, follow, share us. Whatever platform you're hearing this on.
Yeah. And you can find us on Facebook at The Real Blotter.
That's right.
And we're on TikTok now, Blotter Band. There's only like 2 videos posted right now, but we are on TikTok. We're actually working on getting a lot of our stuff transferred over there. It's been a lot because we're taking all these videos and not only are we doing them, but we're having them, we're having to edit them and stuff, and then we're putting them on platforms, and now we're trying to get them all, nice.
A lot of content we're trying to,
push
make
all
it concise. It's a lot. It's a learning curve for us.
It was definitely a learning curve
for people that don't give a shit about, social media in general. Yeah, man, we got to have it. So,
and if you, if anybody out there has a better way or like some way you think we could streamline it to make it easier, man, let us know. Please reach out.
Yeah.
That would be, what I mean? We're always open to suggestions and stuff.
Let's learn together.
We love learning. And
hey, we'll talk your about some Van Halen if you give us some tips on some social media.
Hear that. But we're starting to get everything online. That's what it is, pretty much. Is that we're doing a whole lot. So you might, I mean, if you see something on one platform and you don't see it on the other platform and you prefer that platform, just give us a little bit of time and it'll be
Yeah.
there.
We're
Yeah,
working on it.
man. Oh yeah. But
Absolutely.
Instagram, Blotterband1, TikTok at Blotterband, Facebook, The Real Blotter.
We'll add some links in the
Yeah.
description.
And obviously on YouTube, you can find us, Blotter
Yep.
1307. If you have trouble with that, just type in Blotter New Horizon. It'll show up everywhere.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Everywhere, baby.
That's right. And remember,
Wherever you go,
wherever you go,
there you are.
there you are. We'll see y'all later.
Later.
Episode 10, baby. Woo!
All right.